So this is how the enemy really be enemying. So when I tell you everything was working, now I don't want to recognize the same.
Did he have it on HDMI too?
No, I just switched it. I just switched the port just now. I'm gonna switch it back to where it was. It's on my fence. Apologies, just bear with me real quick. I don't know why that stopped. Yeah, all this was already. I never have trouble with HDMI. Somebody listen to this one?
So what?
I'm gonna try this again. Whoever's reading, just talk into the mic. That's what they read.
Meme, go back in there before I take you to the bathroom. Go.
So, shalom. We've already had technical issues per usual, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your word. We thank you for your Feast of Tabernacles, Father. And we just ask for you to help us and to understand our sins and to understand history so it does not repeat itself, Father. All these things we do ask and pray in the name of your beloved Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Amen. So, what do y'all remember from last time?
Sing.
Because remember, we was talking about the peaceable multitude. Was there anything that stuck out?
I mean, we know a lot of history.
A lot of history. So we ended up learning that the explorers, when they were coming over here, they were actually reading from 2nd Esdras 13. And a lot of them actually thought that some, if not all, of the Native Americans were Israelites. So we're going to get into some more history, but first we're going to start in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. So if you don't mind, now we're going to start at verse 15. And then we're going to read. So if you don't mind, go ahead,
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kin or kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out.
So we're going to be cursed no matter where we go if we forsake the Most High.
Everything we do will be cursed.
Right. So we were taught that the law is done away with. I guess it's a different, more merciful Elohim, but he's always been the same. He does not change.
Yeah. He changed
He
up.
does not change. There's scriptures on that. So we're going to keep going.
The Most High shall send upon the cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Most High shall make a pestilence cleave unto thee, until he hath consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So he said anything that you set your hand unto, any type of work,
Yeah.
community,
Yeah, won't
anything.
work.
If we forsake the Most High, he forsakes us, right? Okay, keep going.
The Most High shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So that's everything.
Now we talking about a loving Elohim,
Yeah.
but it says if we forsake him, this is going to happen to us.
Yeah.
But they try to say that God is only love, and who they say is Jesus is only love.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
That means captivity.
The Most High shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed.
June, will you read?
The Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
Man.
Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
That's the reason why they don't want us to read this script. Because Mashiach said this was going to happen to us in 70 AD. Right? Keep going.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air,
Fowls are also the other nations.
and unto the beasts of the earth.
We know that beasts are also other nations.
And no man shall fray them away. Yahuwah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the
Emeralds.
emeralds, and with the scab, and with the itch, wherefore thou canst be healed. So all of those are ailments, what?
Mm-hmm.
With
Burning
the
bulls.
skins,
Yeah.
ailments, Yahuwah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
It's going to make you go crazy. The type of captivity, the type of oppression that you have to deal with. Okay.
And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee.
No pastor, no politician, no president can save us out of this captivity.
So when did spoil become a good thing? Because you know when as
No, that's not a good thing.
I know. I'm saying like in our society of today, we're living, you know, they think spoiling or spread a ride, spoil a child means spoiling them with gifts and make sure
So,
they're happy.
because this is backwards. Because they say, "Oh, you spoiled rotten." Is literally how the term goes.
Yeah.
So you want your kids to be dying,
Yeah, and
decaying.
I've been noticing that from in scriptures, like in Maccabees, you know, when they ransacked these cities and they said that the armies had spoiled the children, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's never good. It's never good.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Their ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof.
That's disrespectful.
God, you gonna kill my ox?
My own My own beef and I can't get a burger?
Me and my family hungry. That's our last
I can't get a steak?
Man.
Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face.
So not peacefully, by force.
Oh, boy.
Push you off of it.
Yeah.
And shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemy, and thou shalt have none to rescue.
So your livelihood is going to be given to everybody else.
Yeah.
but you.
Yeah.
Everything you work for will not be yours.
Today you're going to see patterns.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given up unto another people.
Really? That's really interesting.
Us and the natives.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Yeah.
And there shall be no might in their hand,
As it is this day.
powerless.
Man, can you imagine being parents during that time and then they take your kids away from
No, I
you
couldn't imagine that.
and you never see them again?
Yeah, I can imagine that.
You wonder how they doing and they
When
still
they're
alive.
alive.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
Doing that though, like to this day.
Yeah.
to this day.
Through the foster care systems.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Facts.
the
Yeah.
fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
So again, he put this in his law, warning us this is what is going to happen to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
But they try to tell us that it's done away with. This stuff is wild.
Yeah.
Still
Because it's like it's a revolving cycle that happens with certain groups of people. Keep going.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
Boy.
We always mad about
All the time.
Yeah.
Yahuwah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Yahuwah shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Strangers.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
But the law is done away with, and that's literally what we're doing today.
Man.
It's crazy. Thousands of years later, the same thing is happening. Okay, keep going.
And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Remember this?
a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Yahuwah shall lead them.
Remember that one?
The N word.
Huh? What was the M word?
When we say
No. What was the M word that we learned 2 days ago? What?
Was it Morano?
Moranos.
Oh,
A proverb and a byword.
For the Spanish, right? Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Moranos, Milano, Negro,
Mm-hmm.
all of it. 38.
Yep.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in,
All that work, man.
for the locust shall consume. Okay.
Like, bro, like nothing. You can't do nothing, right? You can't.
It's literally all bad.
And he's sworn.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that was from the heart.
No, it's gonna be bad.
That was from the soul.
Like, bro, ain't nothing going on.
I didn't know he was a snorter.
Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat.
So nothing good was going to come of anything that we do
Man.
until we get right with the Most High.
Yeah, everything that's done without him, this is what's going to happen.
So, because things are starting to feel like a cycle.
Yeah.
Fair use. This is for educational and training purposes, right? That's what we on.
Go ahead.
It is your constitutional right to carry a gun in the state of Illinois if you have the proper licenses. But some black gun owners say their rights are being violated. CBS News Chicago investigator Dorothy Tucker uncovered several cases where they were stopped by police and charged with felonies despite having everything in order, leaving them to pick up the pieces of their lives.
We did something that's never been done before, watermelon cheesecake.
A cheesecake tasting in the south suburbs. Louis McWilliams' dream is to grow his business.
And it's gonna blow you away.
I like it.
All was good.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I told you. This is like a Jolly Ranch.
Until this.
Why are you being detained right now, Mr. McWilliams?
I'm an entrepreneur. I have a company, a cheesecake company called YAH'S Flavored Cheesecakes.
At the time of this interview, Louis faced a felony charge.
This has been very traumatic for me. I feel like my rights was violated.
His Second Amendment rights. Louis is an avid gun owner.
Just got me the AR top, one in the middle.
In April, Louis was pulled over on the south side, West 79th Street. He had a missing front plate.
Hey, how's it going, how you doing, boss? Good.
The first thing he did, tell the officers he had a gun.
Okay, where's your firearm? On my side. Okay, you got your concealed carry license?
According to state law, in order to carry a legal gun in your car, you need a firearms license, better known as a FOID card, and a concealed and carry license, commonly called a CCL. This is Louis's card, and it's valid. That's what he handed the officers.
He looks at him. He said, okay, cool, this is perfect.
Only it wasn't.
Concealed carry, it didn't pop up. Oh.
It didn't pop up on LEADS, the database operated by the Illinois State Police.
I need you to step out.
Police recommended Louis be charged with 2 felonies.
Why are you being detained right now, Mr. McWilliams? Because we can't verify your concealed carry, okay?
And look here. Prosecutors approved the charges.
He never should have been charged.
Irv Miller is a former prosecutor, once in charge of reviewing police cases.
He showed them a valid CCL card. Not only did they see it, they actually took possession of it and inventoried it.
I haven't got through doing it.
It's right there in CPD's inventory sheet. So why was Louis arrested? That's a question we wanted to ask Superintendent Larry Snelling, but he declined an interview. So we reached out to state police because anytime an officer pulls over a driver who has a gun, the first thing they do is check the state's database to see if that driver has a valid FOID and CCL.
Oh, okay.
So here's the question we asked the state. If a driver like Louis actually hands the police a valid CCL, but the officers don't see the information in the state's database, what should they do? The state replied, the officers should not take any law enforcement action as it relates to a potential FOID CCL violation. That's what Louis expected, and what he was told later as he stood in a jail cell.
And if this comes back clean, yeah, then they just let you go, apologize, and let you go about your day.
That's not what happened. Louis spent 24 traumatic hours behind bars.
It was just deplorable. There were roaches falling from the ceiling.
All of this because of illegal everything.
Yeah, I can't tell you why.
I need somebody to tell me, man.
Worse than the jail conditions? A missed business opportunity.
That day, I had a meeting. Could not do the meeting that day because I was arrested. By losing that, I might have lost the franchise.
Louis also lost time, lots of it. He was in and out of court fighting to get the charges dismissed, and his impounded car returned.
I know this is a system, so just hoping for the best results.
It wasn't until mid-June, 3 months after he was stopped, that the case was finally dismissed.
I'm very excited for him, but this is not the end.
Next step, more money spent to expunge the case, so his arrest won't show up in a background check. And all of this for somebody who did nothing wrong?
Correct.
Your joy is a little bit...
Dampered, yes. Totally dampered, because now this is a much longer process.
It's nearly impossible to know how many drivers like Louis are wrongly charged with unlawful gun possession that are later dismissed. Neither the CPD or the Cook County State's Attorney's Office track it.
Because we got to confirm whether it's actually valid or not.
We did find a handful of lawsuits accusing police of violating the rights of legal gun owners.
And I'm sitting in here in the back of a squad car because my license expired, but I renewed it.
One of those, an irate Lucy Washington.
And it's not my fault that you guys didn't get it in your system.
I'm an entrepreneur, a loving mother. I do everything from real estate.
Can't wait to get my guys in here to look at the floors.
To rehabbing.
Traffic stop.
Here's Lucy's story.
Hi, I had something wrong with my back.
Yes. In December of 2023, she was stopped for failing to put on her turn signal. Without hesitation, she volunteers.
I am concealed and carry.
As a single woman, Lucy carries a gun for protection.
I have it.
My love, your CCL expired.
I know, but if you pull it up, it'll show that I already tried to renew it.
Lucy tries to explain that the email showing proof she renewed is on her phone.
My phone and fell.
Only she can't find it. This is the email from the state Lucy was trying to show the police. It says if you apply for renewal, you're eligible to possess a license.
Oh my God, are you serious? Can I please look for my phone? Please, give me like 5 more minutes to look for my phone.
And it sounds like the officers weren't going to accept the email under any circumstances.
But it's not in our system, Lucy. It's not in our system.
I freaked out, especially when I was told that I was going to be charged with a felony. I'm like, I can lose my broker license.
Like Lewis, Lucy's felony charge was eventually dismissed. She also got the case expunged, but she's still living with the trauma.
If you search a property that is in my name, my mugshot shows up next to it. It's embarrassing. You know, how do I explain to someone like, oh no?
It is your concept.
Why would the police pull you over when you walking up? Why they always trust your side of your car to back in?
I forget. There's a reason. One of the cops actually explained it to us. But so in case you're trying to run away, like they can see their handprint, or if they find a vehicle, they can track the DNA from their handprint. They're being sneaky. So, a lot of the camp members are very volatile, very violent in their speech towards people of other nations. And to be honest, people are getting tired of that. People need to know how to talk to people just in general. So if you're one of those people that talk to people crazy, be careful out there. Fair use, again, this is for educational and training purposes.
Let me get a precept. This is about the Bible here. If you don't have any questions regarding the Bible, get down the street.
What the Bible, man? I'm from the Turtle
This is
Clan.
Job 9:24. Job.
Okay, this is a street preacher. He puts a gun on him. Man, I just want to say, you're going to roast in hell for what you do.
I'm what, 24 what? You know who the f you're talking to? That's my Turtle Clan. Okay? I'm native.
Okay.
And you're gonna come talk to me, and you're gonna tell me the who the
Wait
fuck
a
are
minute.
you, nigga?
He's calling him the N-word and everything. He's just a street preacher. He said he's native. Maybe he's native. He's trying to say he's Native American. I don't know. You're not Native American. If you're Native American, I'm a white man. That's him. Yeah.
Okay, so let me read you something.
Who the f are you, nigga?
Let me read something to you.
Yeah, go ahead, fucking read.
Let me read something.
Cause you're gonna fucking preach, nigga.
Let me read to
and
you.
then you're gonna fucking talk to me.
Let me read to you.
Who the fuck are you?
First of all, you gotta calm down.
I gotta calm down, but you're gonna call me a imposter.
Yeah,
you're here protesting.
I am.
My clan. Yeah, but you're here protesting my clan.
If you were here,
and then you wanna fucking talk to me about disrespect.
If you were
shut
here,
your fucking mouth.
If you were here,
shut the fuck up.
I'm reading about the tribe of the Native Americans.
You think this is a joke?
You're drunk. Calm down.
Drunk?
522 division. You're drunk.
I don't give a f. I'm a f***ing gangster.
Okay. Okay.
And you're here enable tribal things?
You see this? This is live.
I don't give a f.
You see this? This is how it is. This is how it is for us when we come out here. Hey, this
For you.
reminds,
Oh, wait.
This reminds me
for you?
of Victoria and Dundas.
Oh, for you, right? You're a black man. You're talking
So
about
what?
my people?
But we're brothers. If you are a Gadite, we are actually brothers, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I come to
but
you
you're not
and I
listening.
ask you.
You're
No,
not listening.
shut up.
No, I don't have to. I'm trying to teach you.
You don't need to shut up?
Yo, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, bro. I can cock back the hammer and bust your face. Bitch ass. Bitch ass. Yo, bitch ass. Get the f up. Get the f up. Get the f up. You know who you talking to? I'm fucking. You don't know me. Now you're leaking. You should have been speaking. Now you're fucking leaking. Bitch ass. Bitch ass.
So that's why I told y'all to like, there's this new term I told y'all a couple of months ago about black fatigue, so-called, and it's really picking up. And as you can see, he came out there with that thing on. So you always got to be as wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
And he a gangster.
Yeah, man, at the same time. Right. So let's get back into the scripts. Go ahead, Al.
Get some of that, man.
Hold on, no, because he's going to go soon.
Oh, you want to go?
Oh, yeah.
He's coming back.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of thy Elohim, or Yahuwah, thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
The law's done away with, though, right? It says forever there.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Because thou servest not Yahuwah thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahuwah shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Yahuwah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So everything there is pretty spot on to what happened, right? In history. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Go ahead, Ike.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed. Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
Completely, right? Keep going.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yahuwah thy Elohim hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
What does that mean?
Capitalism.
Right.
The flesh of thy sons
We starving.
and of thy daughters, which Yahuwah thy Elohim hath given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the raiment of his children, which he shall leave. so that he will not give to any of them the flesh of his children whom he shall eat. Because he hath nothing left him in the siege. And in this straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
So again, a loving Elohim, this only love, would he do something like that?
We made it, but our people made him do something like that.
Right, because it's a covenant, it's an oath, right?
That siege, what year was that? That was in Jerusalem, wasn't it?
So that was 70 AD. Yeah. And then Jerusalem had gotten seized also in the Babylonian captivity. I forget the actual time frame before that. But I was.
What was who was the king during that time? Wasn't it?
Nebuchadnezzar?
No, that's from Babylon.
Babylon, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Al.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. Man, I just seen that in a show. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
That's crazy. The Most High literally said he turns into cannibals in a siege.
And it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Keep going.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear his glorious and fearful name, Yahuwah thy Elohim, then Yahuwah will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long countenance.
Continuance.
And sore sickness, and of long continuance.
But doing something like that, somebody you'd be like, man, his life isn't worth living.
Boy.
Man.
Like, how bad does it got to be for you to eat your children and to try to hide that because you don't want them to get a part of the body of your child that you just ate?
Yeah. Like, y'all gonna all fight over it.
That's beyond what's end. I don't even know.
Man,
I can't even fathom that, you know?
I don't want to, but it happened.
Yeah. I don't want to go through that again.
Happening unknowingly as we speak, right?
Right.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, he will bring upon thee all of the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahuwah bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim. And it shall come to pass that as Yahuwah rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahuwah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from the land, plucked from off the land, whither thou goest to possess.
So it became his pleasure to do these things to us because of our wickedness, right? Or our ancestors' wickedness. Keep going.
And Yahuwah shall scatter thee among all people.
There he goes again.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shall serve other gods, which neither thou nor their fathers have known, even wood and stone.
That's really crazy, bro. It's really crazy. How spot on it is, right?
Yeah. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahuwah shall give thee there a trembling heart, and falling or
Failing.
failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall have a doubt before thee.
So hang in doubt.
And thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
We don't know what's going to happen.
In the morning thou shalt say, would Elohim it were even.
Or evening, yep.
And at even thou shalt say, would Elohim it were morning.
So worried.
For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And Yahuwah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
That phrase "buy you" means to redeem you. So now let's get into some history. Back into the lost tribes and promised lands. So I'm actually read to y'all what the cover says. Lost Tribes and Promised Lands is a compelling analysis of facts, beliefs, legends, superstitions, and the ways in which they interacted to shape America's racial history. So that's why this is called racism in the church. So now we're going to go over some history, right? So we're going to go over Jews and Christians, or new Christians. Zaraba's observations on the Negro have brought us into the presence of a true racist outlook. But they are not the first on record to display it in 15th century Iberia. Nor was the Negro the first to feel its scum. There can be no doubt that the growing black presence contributed to the tinge that group attitudes now were beginning to assume. But racism, in its most characteristic form, is an attitude generated not at a distance, but within a given social framework, which ripens in the relationship between one group. And I told y'all, because you looked it up, all of these black fatigue videos. And people be thinking they joking. A lot of them not, because a lot of them got hate in their heart.
I mean, it'd be so bad, even though like you watch a short or any type of video on YouTube, and then you go to the comments, black fatigue.
We're just so tired.
Like what?
I'm like, we're just so tired of it. And like we're getting ready to do something. That's when a lot of them start talking. They start talking crazy. But as our numbers grow, so does this. We'll just call it black fatigue. Okay, go ahead, Ak. You can read this slide.
Another living side.
Pay attention to this because they know who we are.
Another living side by side. Black Africans were only relative newcomers to such a relationship with Christians on the Iberian Peninsula.
So the subject is black Africans. Okay. Dealing with Christians on the peninsula.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's got to be in Africa somewhere.
Okay, go ahead.
The growing revulsion on the part of the latter from the southern component of their own identity found its first racist manifestations toward the Moors and the Jews in their midst.
So it's talking about black Africans. Now it's talking about Moors and Jews. That's really interesting. Very interesting. Okay, keep going.
Jews in their midst who had come up from Africa.
What? Who came up from Africa?
The Moors and Jews.
Who came up from Africa? I can't hear you say it in the mic.
The Moors and the Jews.
So black Africans were only relative newcomers to such a relationship with Christians on the Iberian Peninsula, and then it just said Moors and the Jews in their midst who had come up from Africa centuries before and had steadily infiltrated the life of the peninsula.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read that.
So all of those people on the streets that talk to people crazy, don't get me wrong, they're going about it the wrong way, but they're not crazy to think that we the people. In their own books, that says the Moors and the Jews came up from Africa centuries before. We've inherited lies.
Of course, yeah.
Keep going on.
All right, I'm going to start at part of it. The growing revulsion on the part of the latter from the southern component of their own identity found its first racist manifestations toward the Moors and the Jews in their midst, who had come up from Africa centuries before and had steadily infiltrated the life of the peninsula.
So was this about skin color though?
Yes.
No.
But and the book,
No.
about the book too.
Huh? Well, you gotta think, dealing with Christians.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to show you the origins of racism. It's actually the church. It's not skin color. You'll see, keep going.
Okay. In particular, as the notion of taint that had hitherto attached to religious doctrines considered unclean began to attach to whole peoples and their bloodlines.
So what was happening was our people came over there like, hey, you know, this is actually unclean because we're doing it from the Torah, but a lot of our people are also doing it from the Talmud. Mm-hmm. And we know that Mashiach talked against that. Yeah, and so then they're putting all this stuff on people and it's like, it's a weight, it's bondage. So then hatred started to just raise up in people. Keep going.
What was I at? Their bloodlines. Whole peoples and their bloodlines. The new racism was above all directed at that group whose religion had provoked the most superstitious fear in the past and who had achieved the greatest degree of infiltration into the general society. Its first victims were the Jews, or rather, those most insidious of all infiltrators and bearers of tainted doctrines, the peculiar offspring of Jewish history in Spain, known as the New Christians.
So we were the ones called New Christians.
Yeah.
Nobody else was.
Yeah.
And again, racism came from the church because, again, it was mainly because we started messing with that doggone Talmud. Every time we mess with the Talmud, everything goes bad. Mm-hmm. When we just stick with the Torah and you love your neighbor as yourself, we don't have no issues. Say what?
So we're always seeking something.
Oh, yeah, no, there's got to be some other power, some other source.
Yeah, the Talmud wasn't that earth.
Like,
Babylon.
But it's so crazy because you said we're always looking for another source, but our source is so great.
Man.
People's replaced us.
Just to try to beat us.
To try.
Like, it was like, it's just crazy because, like, do you not see this? Like, your blinders are really on.
Like, trying to steal our blessings visually.
So whenever you hear people talking about new Christians, it was talking about the Moors and the Jews. It wasn't talking about nobody else. Mm-hmm. Well, some other sects of people too, but predominantly it was the Moors and the Jews who came up from where? Africa. So who are those people over there in the land right now?
Right.
Again, fair use. Everything is for educational and training purposes.
They from Europe and all that.
We're gonna go further. We're gonna go to a different chapter. We're gonna jump to chapter 16. Back on the Native Americans here a little bit. Go ahead, Ike.
Just the yellow part of it.
Just the yellow.
All right. In the major discussions of Indian culture in this epoch, was that epic or what?
Epoch.
Okay, epoch. There is a prevailing sense of old and new dispensations.
Here goes that word, dispensations again.
Yeah.
That deals with what? The rapture doctrine, all that other stuff that we had nothing to do with. Okay, keep going.
In the back of many minds, there seems to be an implicit analogy with the Old and New Testament. From the more Orthodox Catholic Reformation viewpoint,
that's Christianity.
Yeah, the old dispensation of the Indians is to be treated more or less like the Old Testament.
Why would you treat the Indians like the Old Testament? That's really strange. Why would a writer say that? That, like, the stuff's in there, I'm just like, yo, like, the mind on people.
Man.
It's wild. So we're just going to treat the natives like they're the Old Testament then. It's done away with. Be off with your head. Be gone.
They're over with.
It's over with. Keep going on.
Oh, man, that is so, okay, it's to be treated more or less like the Old Testament, a significant, even a highly respectable prelude to Christianity, but nevertheless only a prelude which has now been superseded.
Because they supersede everything now. Okay, keep going.
Racism in Christianity.
You don't have to read that. That's just just keep going.
In the shrillness of his rejoinder to the radical
Dominican.
I know I'm Berkeley. Dominican Mortalina carries his wrath to the Indians themselves, asserting that they had been an idolatrous people at whom Yah was justly angry, and who therefore had deserved their treatment at the hands of the conqueror.
Bad Indians were doing the Most High's will, which they
do.
were.
Yeah, he's working through us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though he does not seem to have had much to say on the subject before, Mortalina became in his letter an ardent supporter of the encomienda.
Okay, so what is the encomienda?
Encomienda, I don't know.
Okay, keep going.
There is something familiar in this to students of political movements and ideologies.
Now, this has to do with politics and ideologies, like MAGA. Anyway, so the encomienda, it was a grant by the Spanish crown to a colonist or colonists in America, conferring the right to demand tribute and forced labor from the indigenous inhabitants of an area. So they were just said like, oh yeah, we got this order or decree.
So make it slaves.
Now, June, if you don't mind, read this slide. Look, pay attention to this slide, because they know who we are. Keep going.
The encomienda was a Spanish labor system established in the 16th century in which conquistadors were granted the right to the labor of a specific group of indigenous people.
Oh, so not all the Indians. Only a specific group?
Yeah.
What a coincidence. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Yeah. You can't make this crap up.
I wonder who they were.
Only specific ones.
I wonder which ones. Who they were.
Keep going.
In exchange for labor, the conquistador was supposed to provide military protection and religious instruction, but in practice, it often resulted in forced labor similar to slavery.
It was slavery.
Of course. Similar to slavery. The system was used during the colonization of the Americans and the Spanish East Indies.
Now again, only for specific indigenous peoples. Yeah. This stuff is wild, man. Keep going.
Labor and tribute. Indigenous peoples were required to provide tribute in the form of labor or goods to the Spanish crown's grantee, called an encomendero.
So we'll just stop there because we had read this stuff before, but allegedly it stopped in 1542. Allegedly. But again, this encomienda, specific indigenous peoples.
Yeah. All that means is just slavery.
Go ahead, Art.
Landa seems to have been a relentless as, what is that?
Zumaraga.
Zumaraga in his carrying out of the letter policy, and according to some of his detractors, even went so far in his campaign against all traces of paganism that we waged a kind of inquisition against Indian.
So the Indians had an inquisition too, not just the Jews. Interesting. Okay.
Torturing heretics in massa.
In mass. So in mass groups, he was torturing so-called heretics.
Since Landa was convinced that
whoa, read this very slow.
Since Landa was convinced that the Indians were descended from the lost tribes of Israel.
You can't make this crap up, bro. Only some specific ones had that encomienda.
Yeah.
And so they would persecute the ones that they thought were pretty sure were Israelites.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So he was convinced that the Indians were descended from the lost tribes of Israel. He, no doubt, saw a special challenge in any signs of...
Remember I asked you what that word was earlier?
Which one? Of Marianism.
Oh, yeah.
Among them. Marianism.
No. Moranism.
Moranism.
Moranism. It's a whole ism now. So the Indians had to do with Moranism also.
And for him, the actual presence of the Indian from the Old Testament was evidently as unclean as hearsay itself.
That's heresy itself. So they were saying that the Native Americans, that they knew were Israelites, were unclean and heretical, right? But they knew that they was a people, though. Okay. Specific ones, not all of them. Okay.
It was he who burned huge piles of Mayan codices.
Okay, so now we see the Indians that he was persecuting, the Mayans.
Removing them forever from prosperity's grasp.
History, man.
Yeah.
Again, fair use, this is for educational and training purposes, right? So then it says, I'll read this one. Landa was thus a paragon of the Catholic Reformation, or Christian Reformation, of late 16th century Spain, as expressed in the New World. Pre-Catholic documents like the Hebrew Old Testament and the Mayan codices are not valid on their own. So they can't stand on their own. They need some help. According to this point of view, it is only once their elements may have been co-opted by the only true religion that they become valuable parts of its tradition, the Catholic or Christian religion, right? The severely censorious treatment of Mayan historical sources was only a more exaggerated version of the sacerdotal disapproval of the reading of the Bible by laymen. So they didn't want everyday men to read. And now that we can't get everyday people to read at all. So they started that way back then. Right? That's why they want somebody up in front of you to preach and this and that, and you won't read nothing. Yeah. They started it hundreds of years ago. Yeah. All of these contain matters that the masses should be informed about, but through the medium of learned and qualified interpreters. So only those that go through the seminary. Yeah. Seminary.
They went to school, so they know everything.
So whoever wants to read this one can read. Give them, pass on the mic, Hawk.
These paths were nothing like the insubstantial forest paganism of the European North or of the West Indies, which had easily been absorbed, if not necessarily extirpated by Christian conquest. The Moorish and Jewish civilizations of Spain, the Aztec, Mayan, and Incan civilizations of the New World.
So tribes of those three different sects of Indians were the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they always talk about the Mayans were so evil. They always talk about.
Of course, I mean, but you got the oppressors telling the story.
Yeah. Of the New World, for each of them so grand that the conquest and absorption of any one of them would have been a remarkable achievement. The sum total is unique in world history.
So again, they didn't just come for everybody. They came for Israelites.
It's certain ones.
What happened in 1391 in Spain?
What, the Inquisition?
What was that, the Spanish Inquisition?
No. Okay, June, if you don't mind. You gonna have plenty of, you got plenty. You got plenty, like, man, I just got started.
There had always been isolated converts from Judaism to Christianity in Spain. Of course, but a sudden appearance of a large class of such conversos dates only from the riots of 1391.
So there's these riots that happened, and because of these riots, a bunch of people converted.
The mass conversions had, by and large, only replaced a religious problem with a social, leaving behind them whole communities that were now Christian in name, but still Jewish in ethnic identity.
So these will be called what? New Christians? Mm-hmm. Talking about the same people that came from Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
The situation was highly ambiguous for the new Christians, suspended in a moral space between the rump of Spanish Judaism that had survived the riots on the one hand.
So they had to survive through some riots, okay.
And the church into which they had been thrust and from which any relapse would be heresy on the other.
So they had to do this thing, okay.
It is well known to
Posterity.
that a substantial portion of them went on practicing Judaism in secret, holding Sabbath services and Jewish weddings in their shuttered homes, while carrying on a public display of participation in Sunday Mass, church weddings, and baptisms.
Wait a minute, I thought we're talking about Christianity. Why are they talking about Sunday Mass?
Sunday Mass.
There is no difference between Christianity and Catholicism, bro. Especially not in the ancient world. They were one and the same. Because the Roman Catholic Church, the Reformation, all of that stuff, that was the deadly beast that had the deadly wound. So, again, Marano, right? Keep going.
These people in particular provoked
the opprobrious epithet
that often was used against a new Christians, Moranos.
All new Christians, Moranos. So again, that was a proverb and a byword that meant swine. That's what they called us. We were also called new Christians. That's why we read Deuteronomy 28. Okay.
Apparently, an ironic application of a Spanish word meaning swine. Many of the converts who thus remained secretly loyal to the ancestral faith no doubt believed that a time might soon arrive when they could openly return to it with impunity. There were precedents for this in Christian Europe, and in Spain, in particular provided by tolerant monarchs ready to allow it and to protect the recidivist from the wrath of the church.
Right.
Besides, the church itself had mixed feelings about
conversions
achieved by force rather than persuasion.
Because they knew that's not going to work. Okay.
It sounds like Muslims out there trying to force everybody to convert.
Yep.
As time wore on, however, and generation succeeded generation, the Marano people the Marano hope of reconversion took on a more messianic character. Indeed, became a new metaphor of the Jewish condition in general, or else finally rested upon the will and the strength to immigrate to some country in which the long...
So the Moranos, which were new Christians, which were African Israelites, were waiting for a Messiah. And because of that thing, civil unrest rises. That's why we're going over this thing right now. All of a sudden, black fatigue, all of this other type stuff. And again, racism started because of religion, because of the church. We are never taught this stuff. Okay, keep going.
In which the long-awaited fulfillment would at last be possible. This too became a search for promised lands.
Jump down.
The Judaism of Spain had not been so firmly shored up in its orthodoxy as that of Northern Europe.
So there were two separate Judaisms, right? In Spain and Northern Europe. Okay, jump down.
The Talmud, that mighty fortress of Jewish traditionalism.
That wasn't what we used to be into, right? Okay.
Never achieved in Spain the kind of overwhelming authority it had readily found among Ashkenazic Jews.
So you see the difference? A whole different set of people are able to do whatever they want with that book. Because that's probably more closer to their book anyway. But when we get into it, because that's us breaking the covenant, all hell breaks loose.
Because they were trying to stick to what Yahuwah commanded the most.
So you see the difference. There was Spanish jewelry and Ashkenazi jewelry. Okay. Christianity in the Middle Ages. Okay. Go ahead, Jamal.
But the dynamic Christianity of the late Middle Ages was an entirely different matter. It not only mounted an unrelenting assault upon Jewish resistance to the message of universal salvation, but also challenged Judaism on its most
susceptible
front, that of the messianic question.
Mm-hmm.
The messianic component of Judaism has been less prominent in recent times, but for most Jews in the Middle Ages, it was the main issue, the redemption that had been anticipated from almost the very moment of destruction and dispersion in antiquity. And that was the principal justification for having kept the faith since then, was the object of an excitement that was never far beneath.
So waiting for redemption while in sin is a recipe for disaster.
While in sin.
Again, they're following the Talmud, which means they're looking for a different Messiah.
Way in sin.
Right? So that's like activating Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to see how it kind of activates it because there's getting ready to be a great debate. Right? But before that, go ahead.
The surface, in Spain in particular, messianic excitement had reached new heights since the beginning of the Reconquista, and calculations were rife foretelling the imminent date of the Redeemer's arrival.
So when people are saying, "Oh, he's coming this day," this is not new. Man. This is old. Man. We're talking in the 1400s, 1300s. They're doing that. No man's gonna know the day or the hour.
No, not even him. Only the Most High.
Right.
Nothing new under the sun.
Messianic inebriation.
No, inebriation like they're drunk.
Inebriation made resistance difficult to a, what is that?
Proselytizing
Christianity that proclaimed the Redeemer to have arrived already.
Right.
And medieval Spain saw some dramatic Jewish conversions to Christianity. Mm-hmm. By 1391, many Spanish Jews found Christianity at least as attractive a creed as the one into which they had been born, and needed nothing more than the external shove the riots provided to send them through the barriers of blood loyalty into an embrace with the religion of European civilization.
So, again, this Christianity is mainly European at this point in time, right? And it was coming for a specific people because they were following a different book, and that was causing dissension, confusion people.
Blood loyalty and all this.
Right, just like the rise in Christian nationalism. Got to pay attention.
Wasn't he just talking about, Indians and stuff like that?
So what?
In that book, wasn't he just talking about Indians before that?
Yeah. So I went to a different chapter. Now we're back to what we were talking about before. Okay. Yeah. We're not talking about the natives right now.
Yeah.
The wearing of the cross.
All right. Jewish resistance. The situation was recognized by a newly zealous Spanish Christianity, and a whole class of preachers had arisen even before 1391 to dedicate themselves to the conversion of the Jews.
So they raised people just to convert them to that thing. Okay.
Yeah, this is what they do for a profession.
Mm-hmm.
Fray Vicente Ferrer, the foremost of these, became a legendary figure about whom stories of miraculous feats of proselytization were told. One such story tells of how he walked boldly into a synagogue in Salamanca on a Saturday in 1411, holding a cross aloft before the astonished congregation, and began to preach. In a few moments, according to a pious 17th century chronicler, crosses began to appear on the garments of the congregants, and the Jews, perceiving such a great marvel, sought out the baptismal font and, wanting to become Christians, were converted. Many of them taking the name of Vicente in honor of the saint. Come on.
Don't take it literal.
We need not take the story literally to perceive that some kind of genuine mass phenomenon was involved.
So for some reason, they got a lot of people to convert to Catholicism, which is Christianity. But how do they get them to convert? How? It says, where many conversions at this time, although persuasion was abetted by legal coercion. In 1412, a new set of discriminatory laws against Jews was promulgated in both Aragon and Castile at Vicente Ferrera's instigation. We just read about that guy, right? June, if you don't mind. So what laws were passed against the Jews in 1412 in Aragon and Castile, right? Okay.
In 1412, a series of severely restrictive anti-Jewish laws were passed in the Kingdom of Castile, followed shortly by similar measures in the Crown of Aragon.
That sounds like someone from Lord of the Rings on Aragon.
There's a movie called Aragon.
Yep.
Spelled with B. These laws aim to isolate, humiliate, and impoverish the Jewish population, effectively reducing their status to that of
pariahs.
Correct.
So these laws came out in 1412.
1412. Okay. The harsh measures were a result of continued religious pressure following the mass anti-Jewish violence of 13.
So it was violence against the Yahudim.
Thought it was riots. Thought it was just riots.
And the influence of prominent anti-Jewish clerics like the Dominican friar Vincent Ferrer.
So one thing we don't realize is the friars were one of the main proponents of the Roman Catholic Church that really pushed this agenda. At certain points in time, especially like when it came to the natives, sometimes like there was one point in time like 12 of them came and they literally called themselves the 12 apostles. I am not joking. Not joking.
Friar
But I digress. Let's get into these laws real quick.
Friar Tuck and all them.
Passed on January 2nd.
In Castile.
Yeah, laws passed in Castile, passed on January 2nd, 1412, by the Cortes of Valladolid. The anti-Jewish laws in Castile included forced segregation. Jews were required to live in isolated, segregated quarters called Juderias, often in poor or undesirable parts of cities and villages.
Sound like Germany. The ghettos.
Sounds like a blueprint from previous.
So what's been going on to us is nothing new, is what I'm trying to show you. Keep going.
Blueprint right here.
So this is the wearing of the cross. Go ahead.
Dress codes. Jews were forced to wear simple, modest clothing to distinguish them from Christians.
So even though they were new Christians, conversos, Moranos, they had to wear clothing to separate themselves from Christians. This is the origin of racism.
But you want them to be in your religion, but you want to make them look different.
You accept them as a brother, but you still want to be able to identify the opposites. Okay. They were forbidden from wearing garments made of silk or satin. Jewish men were also required to let their beards grow long.
Which is what we always normally would do.
Professional restrictions. Jews were banned from many professions, including farming, holding government positions, and working as doctors, pharmacists, tailors, or blacksmiths.
Okay.
It sounds like Project 2025, right?
This was particularly aimed at professions that put them in close contact with Christians.
So we converted, but we couldn't be in contact with them.
So what kind of job was you going to be able to do? Slavery?
I don't know, ask Trump.
You firing everybody that you going to need. Like.
Wow. But history repeats itself because they're always covering up what.
Look, they just doing what their ancestors did.
Yeah.
Well, my ancestors did this, so we're going to try that.
Yeah. It worked for them.
And this is not, we're not speaking in absolutes. We're talking about the people that are in power. He that hath an ear, let him hear. Keep going.
Yeah.
Financial limitations. Jews were prohibited from collecting taxes from the crown, a role that had been a significant source of wealth. They were also forbidden from working as brokers or money changers on behalf of Christians.
Bro, pretty soon you ain't going to have no jobs to do.
That was the point. So they were programming us to let us know that, well, we're going to have to get out of there.
Yeah.
They kind of did.
Say what?
They kind of did though, because once that slavery was supposedly abolished, we created our own, and they didn't like it.
Nope.
And they went and destroyed everything we had.
Well, and don't forget, once we first came out of slavery, the vagrancy laws.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
man.
just wanted full control of us.
Complete control. They want us to still be a slave and not know it.
And forget how to do things. They wouldn't let them farm. They wouldn't let them
Like the
practice.
most lucrative professions we couldn't do, and we could not be dealing with Christians. But they wanted us to convert though.
Yeah.
But we had to dress and wear gear separate from them to where you know that we were Jews.
Yeah. Yeah. So they know who to pick on.
Social restrictions.
Social restrictions. Jews were not permitted to use Christian names or be addressed by Christian titles.
What you want them?
But they want us in there though, right?
They were also required to wear a distinctive red badge on their clothing for identity.
That's where you get the Red Cross from. That's the origins of the Red Cross. They will make us just so they could tell. Okay, he a conversion, he a Marrano, he a Jew. He can't do nothing over here.
That's the wearing that red cross you've been talking about. Okay.
That's where it comes from.
He ain't one of us.
It was us.
But he's one of us though. Just still one of them.
But they want us. But they want us to convert though.
Who wants you to convert, but you really can't do that.
I mean, you can convert, but you ain't gonna have the same rights as us or nothing like that.
You can exist, but
I mean, you can exist as long as you don't piss us off.
Like, how do you persuade somebody to do that?
Yeah, force.
So and the Roman Catholic Church was so smart because these decrees didn't necessarily come from them. They left it in the monarch's hands, so the Roman Catholic Church would look good. But they didn't speak against it either.
Hands clean, yeah.
Come on, man.
That's why they couldn't persuade nobody.
So again, the origins of the Red Cross is really against your people. Just so in case y'all didn't know that.
God.
Laws passed in the Crown of Aragon.
Following Castillo's lead, the Crown of Aragon adopted its own set of discriminatory laws, religious restrictions, possession of the Talmud.
Good, they can have it.
A central text of Jewish law and theology was declared unlawful.
Hallelujah.
Synagogue limits. The number of synagogues was restricted to only one per Jewish community. Forced conversation.
Conversion.
Forced conversion.
Sermons.
Sermons, yeah. Jews were compelled to attend 3 sermons a year that promoted the conversion of Jews to Christianity.
So every 4 months you better hear somebody talk about you converting to Christianity. Even though you're a new Christian, you're supposed to be a new creature, but you can't really, do nothing good though.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You're right. That's the religion we're supposed to be in. You're right.
So you had to convert every.
And this isn't even about being in a religion. It's about following the book. That's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Consequences of the laws.
These decrees severely restricted Jewish life and had devastating effects on the Jewish communities in both Castile and Aragon. The economic and social destruction caused by these laws led to a wave of Jewish immigration from the Iberian Peninsula over the next 80 years.
I bet.
They also increased the pressure on Jews to convert to Christianity.
So it was a forced thing.
By 1415, over half the Jews' population in Castillo and Aragon had been baptized, including many prominent members. These conversions created a new class of people known as conversos, or new Christians, who would later become a target of the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh! So it's the Jews that came from Africa, the Spanish Inquisition. What a coinky dink. Huh. Because remember, it said the Moors and the Jews came from Africa centuries earlier.
Iberia, yeah.
I don't know if we should keep going. You know what? We're just going to stop it here. We'll stop, I'll add to it, and then we'll have another one. Will you press out?
Aliyah, thank you for bringing us together today and giving us this lesson today, Aliyah. I pray that everyone that parts ways today get there safe, and may you watch over us and continue to watch over us, Aliyah. And I ask that you just give those who are listening and knowledge and discernment to research these things for themselves, and not take everything that we say with just, full truth. Find it for yourself. Give them the courage and the knowledge and the wisdom to just want to go and grab that for themselves, And thank you for the gift of life. We ask that you forgive our ancestors 45 generations back for their transgressions against your law, and continue to be with us as we try to restore our bloodlines.
Hallelujah.
Shalom.
Shalom. So like we said, this is not about anybody being racist, but the powers that should not be. We read about the ancestors, and they are of their father's children. So we are Yehuda. This is YAH'S Assembly. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and share our content. And as always, until next time.
Shalom.
Shalom, tribe.
Whoa, 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 whoa.